obviously I've been doing pools for 11 years now. Do you know, if I knew people loved watching like the pool content so much, I would have started it years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I only started literally last year, and it's not even been a year yet since I started making the pool content. So
I mean, it's so satisfying to watch the stuff you do. And it's like, for example, it's something you never would have imagined would be so satisfying, the work you do. When you look back, what was the sort of inspiration? Because you were working, working with pools before you started TikTok, right? So
yeah, that's it.
what was your inspiration to make it into, a TikTok thing? What made you want to do that?
I mean, like most people anyway, we're on TikTok anyway, and I had sort of like a personal account, I suppose. Um, it's lockdown, everyone's bored. I mean, I'm just working, so I just done a TikTok on my personal account of like some pool work I was doing,
Hmm.
and it got quite a bit of interest. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I was like, do you know what? I'll just start a new TikTok account, call it well, the pool. I went for the pool guy. Obviously, someone else had it, so I couldn't have normal like pool guy. So it's the P00L guy. So anyway, just started create that account, and then I went to a job to open the pool up for the summer. I just videoed like the whole process, sort of thing, posted it, and literally straight away, just it was going off. Like my phone was going crazy, the notifications coming through. It was just mental.
Was that the point where you thought, I've got my hands on something really good here? That was the point of you thinking, I could go somewhere with this.
Yeah, so like obviously posting it, and then like the whole day the phone's just going mental. Like there's messages coming through. I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. You just like thinking loads of different sort of things. I didn't think at that moment, to be honest with you, yeah, this is gonna be it. Like this is gonna go wild. Like I thought it might just be a viral video. That's it. But as that first TikTok I had, it had a second part coming, so a lot of people were invested to sort of see the next part. So I was getting a lot of messages. Where's part two? I need part two now. So obviously when I went back, I'd done the second part, and that also done really well. And the following grew and grew, and then I just carried on doing the same videos over and over.
You know, right now you are one of the most watched TikTokers out there, especially in the
Yeah,
UK. You are
yeah.
that big, it's unbelievable. But before you started to gain all that fan base, did you watch any other content creators when you had your personal account? Did you watch anybody else to see what they were doing? I mean, you have your own unique style. You see on TikTok these days, people kind of do the same thing. There's loads of people that
Mm,
do dancing skits, and there's loads
yeah,
of people
yeah.
that do comedy skits. So did you feel good in yourself that you had something unique compared to other content creators who kind of do familiar things that everybody else does?
Yeah, no, I used to follow people like like Jason Derulo, like Jeremy Lynch. They're like really good at like editing, so they got really
Yeah.
good editing skills. So their videos are really like cool to watch. And like I saw a few people doing like work stuff, but I just never thought anything much of it. And then obviously started mine, and I think I like kicked off like a mad sort of like
Yeah, man.
swimming pool sort of scene. So like anyone who does swimming pools now is like trying to do like TikTok as well.
And a lot of people are trying to, they're looking up to you. They're trying to, do what you do. So
Mm.
how does that make you feel, Miles? Seeing that your work is inspiring other people to do stuff exactly what you're doing.
That's it. I get messages like, "How do you do this? Well, how do you record? Like, what do you use?" And I'm just like, "It's just my phone. That's it. Unless I'm doing like a YouTube video, that'll be with like a GoPro and stuff. But like, it's just the phone." And then TikTok itself has got a lot of editing
Aye.
sort of tools that you can do in app, so you don't have to take it out and then bring it back in. But yeah, it's pretty easy
Just
stuff, to be
amazes me,
honest.
Miles. Like I watch your videos on a daily basis, because I'm such a big fan of yours, and it always amazes me how you manage to do all of that in 30 seconds. Because TikTok does have a 30-second video limit, doesn't it? So how
No,
exactly
that's
do you get all of
TikTok's got you. You got 60 seconds on TikTok, isn't
60
you?
seconds? Sorry, but in that still amount of short time, all the stuff that
Yeah.
you do. I mean, how do you do that? Is there some sort of trickery that you have to that?
Well, it's all going to come down to, obviously, because I've been doing pools for 11 years now, so I know the process of each job and I know what the vital parts are. So you have to get the main parts in the TikTok, so you don't make it too long, and then you're like, oh, I've missed out all this, but I've only got 5 seconds left. So you've got to get all the main bits in the right place. And sometimes I have to delete, redo something, delete, redo again. They don't all just go perfectly, but yeah, you just got to know what you obviously you know what your job is, but you got to
Yeah,
know what main parts to film.
absolutely. And do you believe there is a key? I mean, when you get more followers and more followers all the time, do you think there's a key to that? Do you think that there's something you're doing that's making all of these people watch you and follow you? Or do you think that you're just going to do it without even knowing, and there's going to be more and more people following you all the time?
Yeah, I mean, no, there's certain stuff that I won't do. I won't like do any different style of video. It's always going to be pool stuff because that's all people are interested in.
Yeah,
Even when it comes down to like advertising and stuff, I'll only do things which fit into my style of content. So yeah, you just got to keep it in, obviously keeping it interesting. And literally, what I won't do is just post for the sake of it. I'll only post things that I'm like fully happy with, and I think people are going to be interested in seeing.
yeah, absolutely. Now, Miles, worst ever pool job you've done?
Oh man, I think I've done that literally recently, very recently. I don't know if you've seen it. Well, you must have, but
Yeah.
so it all started with obviously while I was on TikTok, and then this girl called Gem Red, she's on
Oh,
TikTok.
yeah, yeah. I've
So
seen
she's
that.
going, she's at her nan's pool and she's like walking around. She's doing a video, TikTok and stuff. She's like, oh, I'm just hollering you boy for the pool works. Obviously, I commented on it and stuff. Got quite a bit of attention from that. She'd done quite well on that TikTok actually. And then I messaged her and was talking about like what can we do and stuff. And then recently I went out to see it and posted a TikTok about it, and people were like going crazy. They wanted to see updates and stuff. And we hadn't even got it booked in. It was just like, this could get done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this pool hadn't been used for roughly 15 years. So you can imagine all the summers, all the hot temperatures.
Oh, yeah.
It
Not
was
imagine.
the water was black, and it didn't look as bad obviously when it was full up. So obviously we drained the pool, and the sludge is like 6 inches deep when you get to the bottom, just pure sludge. And not a lot of dead frogs or anything like that, but
And like,
just
how long did it take you to do that?
so it took a whole weekend basically.
Right.
But we done sort of everything. Obviously, the pool drained down, empty that all out, and then the plant room where all the pump and filter and stuff. We just renewed the pump and filter and made sure everything was working, sort of thing. Um, but yeah, the smell was bad. There was a lot of sludge being shoveled and wheelbarrowed. Because obviously it was taking it from the pool, putting it in wheelbarrows, and then they were wheeling it down. So they had quite a big land and stuff, so they wheeled it down the garden and made a pile. So there was like a mountain of sludge at the end of the
Like, Miles,
garden.
the amount of sludge and stuff you've taken out of pools, you might as well be a millionaire of the amount that you've
Oh
taken
man,
out, mate. Um,
that's it.
One of my favorite things you've uploaded, I'm a big fan of it, was when you went to sort out Jermaine Genius's pool. I mean, mate,
Oh
how
yeah,
did
yeah.
that come around? How do you, and Stacey Solomon as well, like you and celebrities, how are you gaining this much attention from celebrities? I mean, how did this all come about?
So it's gone obviously crazy on TikTok, and obviously I've got Instagram as well, which these celebrities were on. And so with Stacey, she just bought like a new house, and she was like showing people around, and then she showed the pool. She was like, "Oh, I need someone to come and sort the pool out." And I don't know if she knew about me or whatever, but she got inundated with like her fans just saying, you need the pool guy, like tagging me and all that stuff. So then she DM'd me and was like, "Looks like I need to get you round." And we just talked from there. And then I went round and done the job. And then the night I left hers, that's when I got a message from Jermaine Genius, and he said, "Oh, do you do pools like here in this area?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And he was like, "Oh, I've got this and that. Can you come and have a look?" So yeah, went and sorted out Jermaine Genius's pool as well.
That must just cement you as a true social media icon. I mean,
It's
seriously, Miles. I mean, have you had any more messages from any other celebrities? Have you got any more bookings that you want to give a little hint to the viewers listening in of what celebrities next for the pool guy?
um no, so I had Jermaine Genius. I had Chloe from Geordie Shore. She messaged me to see if I build pools and stuff, but she's like up in Newcastle, which is quite far from me. Um, but yeah, it's just crazy seeing like when you check your messages and you see the blue tick and like
Yeah.
someone famous has messaged you. It's like whoa, it's like crazy.
But Miles, you've got a blue tick too. I mean, on TikTok,
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
got the
yeah,
blue tick. Um, One question I've asked a lot of the content creators who've come on so far on the TikTok track. Do you
yeah.
think that, I mean, you obviously get bombarded with fan mail. I mean, obviously. Do you think it's important for content creators to engage with their fans? You're seeing these fans who really look up to, people like you. Do you think it's important for
Mm.
content creators to engage with their fans?
Definitely, yeah. I'll get a lot. Obviously, you get comments on TikTok, but like on Instagram, you get messages and stuff. And I see messages. I see all the messages, not all of them, but like most of them. Um,
I've
and
seen
yeah, I do.
you pop up on people's lives as well, which I saw that
Yeah, that's
video
it.
you posted,
I
which was
think that's quite cool to be
mega.
honest, doing things like that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I reply to people's DMs and stuff. There's a lot of like people actually just asking for advice on their pool and stuff. And then just general like, oh, I love your content, this all that sort of thing, and I just replied to it, and then like reply to comments as much as I can on TikTok. And yeah, I do like going on TikTok live and scrolling through, and then you can see like people that follow you, and then seeing their reaction when they see that you're
Yeah,
watching is just crazy the way they go. Actually, I've done a TikTok, didn't I?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
filming people's reactions.
yeah. I saw that.
Uh, that was
Brilliant.
quite funny.
Um, okay, favorite thing you've done on TikTok, Miles? Something that really stands out of all the content you've done so far, and something you can really be proud of when you look back at, the success that your TikTok has come about.
So it's, I mean, obviously quite proud of like my first TikTok. So I just started it all really. This is why I'm here where I am today. But like with Gem Red's pool, I think that was quite I think I'm quite proud of that because obviously they couldn't like like afford to get the job done really because like it was just at her grandma's house, so her grandma's living there sort of on her own. She's got that site in her back garden. She can't afford to get it done. But so like we partnered up with like Pool Parts to Go, which is an American pool product company,
Mhm.
and they sort of sponsored the whole job. We got it done. It was quite cool to get it done for the grandma.
And you mentioned your first ever skit as well. Did you imagine the outcome you would have had? What did you think the outcome was going to be when you did it? Did you expect an explosion? Because it's very rare for TikTokers to get an explosion on their first ever video, and you're one of the people that had that. But did you think that was going to be the outcome?
No, because I mean, like I said, I had a personal account, and like I'd post things on there, and it would just be like normal views, I suppose, like nothing more than 1,000. And then obviously when I posted the one about the pool on my personal one, and I started the new one, I did have a little like, people are interested in this sort of thing,
Yeah,
so you should expect it to get a few views. But like 3 million in a few days,
it's just
um,
unbelievable.
crazy. And
And
then
you know, there's so many social media platforms, but what made TikTok the platform to resonate with you? Because you're on Instagram and YouTube and that, but what made TikTok so special and the one that resonated the most with you compared to Instagram or Facebook or all the other apps? But why was it TikTok?
yeah, I mean, TikTok was it was just really like everyone was on TikTok at that moment, whereas Instagram and YouTube just always been there, so it wasn't as interesting at that time. Um, and it's just like quick and easy. You're just scrolling through 60-second clips, like it's just so addictive, isn't it?
Yeah,
Um, so you can just making a video on TikTok's quite like it's easy. It's just post something 1 minute long, whereas YouTube you've got to do a lot of editing. Um, Instagram you've got photos and stuff, but yeah, I just got on well with TikTok.